right, Nick. All accounts and sources I have heard says by 2026 there is going to be another stadium in New York. But no, not for the Giants, not for the Jets. They're still playing in New Jersey. The ever-prevalent Buffalo Bills are going to get their second stadium before the big market teams get their first in the city limits. And Orchard Park, it seems like a pretty cool thing. You got a little bit more on this one.
Yep. So you're exactly right. The Bills have begun the financing process of how they're going to build a new stadium. Like you said, in a few years, it should be up and running. But the big news coming out, and this is according to BuffaloNews.com, is how the ownership group is going to pay for the stadium, or more likely, how they're not going to pay for it. So this is according to BuffaloNews.com. The team owners, Kim and Terry Pegula, can apply for a loan from the league to help cover construction costs up to $150 million. In order to receive this maximum benefit, the Pegulas must commit at least $200 million of their own equity to the project. Currently, the construction project, they say, will estimate cost about $1.4 billion to completion. Now, so what does this mean? It means that of the $1.4 billion that is going to go into building the stadium, the owners are responsible for $200 million. The rest of the league is responsible for $150. So where does the other $1+ billion come from? The city of Buffalo, the city of Orchard Park, the state of New York. So here we go. The Buffalo Bills fans are going to front the bill more than $1 billion worth for the right to buy tickets, overpriced tickets, eat overpriced hot dogs to go to a Bills game. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think is
I'm just hoping they at least get some good overpriced buffalo wings. Okay, here's my take. If they legalize jumping off of your car to smash your table again, then I say the new tailgates at this stadium are going to be legendary, and people are probably going to pay the overpriced tickets. But if there's a moratorium on the table smashing again, I don't know if you're going to be able to sell enough tickets to do something like this. And on a more serious note, Nick, how do these billionaire team owners, how do they always convince everyone else to pay for these stadiums for them? It really blows my mind.
So it's even worse than that, right? So the Pegulas owe $200 million. They're obligated of the $1.4 billion. That doesn't mean they're writing the check. Reports are that they're essentially raising capital from third parties or selling licensing fees to cover up the majority chunk of that. They're going to actually put up cash probably near the $10 to $20 million. Of the $1.4 billion in cash needed to build the stadium, the owners are going to write a check for probably around $10 to $20 million total when it's all said and done. Now, I don't blame them. It's smart business. It's how business gets done, especially in the construction industry. Who you got to be upset with is these darn politicians and these leaders in New York State, Orchard Park, and Buffalo, because they're not willing to stick up to these owners and say, look, you got to put up more. The NFL, you got to put up more. But they're just whether they think it's going to look good for them come election time, whether they think it'll create jobs, or for whatever reason, all these guys are more than happy to let the taxpayers front the bill for this massive stadium. Now, hopefully it's a beautiful stadium. And like you said, hopefully they allow all the table smashing, and heck, for $1.4 billion, hopefully they provide the tables to be smashed. I think that may be a good compromise here. But at a certain point, like you said, this is getting pretty ridiculous to where the owners that are involved in these stadiums are putting up next to nothing percentage-wise to the actual construction costs.
Yeah, and another thing is, Buffalo has had a lot of success recently. They're more on the up and up. It's a happier environment for the team. So that's all well and good. But there's plenty of other teams, and these stadiums that get built, there's nothing stopping these owners from threatening to pull the team from the city, move somewhere else that's going to let them or pay for them to build the stadium they want. You saw it with Las Vegas. You saw it in Los Angeles. You saw all over the league recently. Teams are saying, hey, either put up or shut up. If you don't build our stadium, we're going to go somewhere that's going to build it for us, because unfortunately someone will do it. So we don't have to, if you don't want to do it, we're not going to stick around, and there's nothing stopping us here. So I think it's kind of crazy. I hope it all works out for the Bills. I'm sure it will, because they seem to have a little bit of success right now. There's good buzz around the team. Josh Allen seems like a good superstar quarterback they have. Stephon Diggs, superstar wide receiver. All in all, the team is very strong, so I see them, potentially riding this out into 2026 and starting off in the stadium on a good foot, being able to sell those tickets. But I don't understand why like you said, the cities are taking on such huge financial burden with such low risk for the NFL teams. They can leave anytime they want.
Yeah, and again, like I said, hopefully it works out well for Buffalo Bills fans and they get to enjoy a lot of success in the stadium. But like you said, the threat is always there. Ask St. Louis, their team left. Like eventually what's going to happen is that the NFL owners are going to ask for less and less and less, and the teams are going to threaten to move all the time. And it's going to damage a lot of the reputation between the NFL and the fan base. And I think we're going to start seeing more of this. And this isn't the last time we're going to hear about a stadium and an ownership group trying to take advantage of the situation.